Kanske lika muta folk.
Ja, jag har hittat det. I think we are live. Mute all. So we are all muted except for Shani. Can unmute yourself.
Yep.
Perfect. Let me record this as well. All right, we are live. So hello everyone. Thanks for being here today. And we are so lucky today to have with us here doing a training for us, social media training, Shani Whelan from the UK. I hope I pronounced your last name correctly, Shani. But I personally, Shani has been in the business for what, 3 years?
It'll be 4 years in November.
4 years in November, and she has one of, or not the biggest organization in Europe today. She is a triple diamond with the company, and has been doing this full time for a few years now, and has made, well, she has triple diamond on triple diamond on triple diamond, double diamonds, a lot of diamonds in her team. And her team, I would say, guess that 95% of what you guys have been doing, how you build your business, is through social media. So obviously we want to combine both of these things, but in today's business world in network marketing, we want to learn how to succeed with social media for sure, because that's the way, Shani and her team has been building it for the last 4 years. And we are here all to learn, and please have a pen and paper, because you always learn a lot more from writing things down, the points that you will get from Shani. And she will be giving us a lot of bullet points regarding Facebook, regarding Instagram, but social media in general, and leading us onwards to having success in using social media. So thank you very much, Shani, for taking this time with us. And I just have to express myself with the gratitude that I have for you. You have always been willing to help me and my team. Doesn't matter if you are a cross-line, and that's something that is to me, that's unique. That tells me a lot who you are. And I would always, do the same if you ever need something from our team. But I just wanted to, express my gratitude to you, Shani, for being willing always. It doesn't matter what question I ask you, you're always willing to answer. It doesn't matter how much I bug you, you're always ready. And we really, really appreciate that. So thank you for being us today. So take it away, Shani.
Okay, great. Thank you. So thank you everybody for listening into the training this evening. As Gunnar said, I've been with Valentis now for almost 4 years, and that's correct. Like, the majority of my team have built this business through social media. A lot of my team are younger than me, and I'm by far not the best person in the team at social media. But I'm very, very lucky to have learned so much from the girls that are in my downline, because I've got some absolute rock stars in my team. I'm so grateful that, I have these people that I can learn from, and then I can share my knowledge that I've learned with other people. So social media is so important. Like, in today's age, it's the way that business is going. We've all experienced what's happened in the last few months. Now more than ever, it's so important for people to be able to utilize social media to grow their business, because the traditional ways obviously still work, but if this kind of situation was to go on any further, you're not going to be able to do your meetings, you're not going to be able to go out and see people and do the network marketing the traditional way. So you need to be able to combine it with social media as well. What I will say is, I'm going to talk a bit about attraction marketing and what to post on Facebook and Instagram and how to structure it and things like that. But you also need to be reaching out to new people every single day. Unfortunately, you can't just put an amazing post on Facebook and then have hordes of people coming to you asking you for information. Unless you're an influencer, or you've already had success, or you've got a huge following, you have to be proactive at the same time with reaching out to people. But it's really, really important that you've got an amazing profile, because when you are messaging new people and they don't know you, the first thing that they're going to do is go and click on your Facebook or your Instagram. They're going to have a look at who you are, at what you've got on your profile. And then that's going to determine whether they reply or whether they ask you for information, and whether they continue with that conversation. So it's really, really important that you kind of are doing both aspects of it. So the marketing side and the prospecting side. So your profile then, so your profile on Instagram or Facebook is basically your shop window. So, if you were to think about if you had a restaurant or a shop, how would you want it to look from the outside? You want it to be attractive, so people are going to come to you, and so that people are going to want to engage with you. So you have to have it attractive and professional. If you've had stuff on your Facebook previously, there's people that share lots of crazy videos and things. When you're first getting started, I would definitely go through and try and delete some of the stuff that's, not necessarily going to be seen as professional or attractive. You need to be having a clear cover picture and a profile photo as well. So these are just the basics of setting your profile up. So your cover picture can be anything really. It doesn't really matter, as long as it's clear, as long as it's attractive. You can have a quote on there. You can create your own image on Canva. I'm going to go through some apps that you can use towards the end of the training. Or you can have a picture of your family, anything like that. But your profile picture needs to be just you. If you work in a couple, you can have it as both of you. But just the people or the person who is operating and running the business. You need to have your featured photos as well. So this, again, is going to be where people are going to get to know a bit about who you are. So if you look at my profile, I've got 9 featured photos. They include my partner, my dog, my baby, and then some of the lifestyle pictures that we've been able to create, through going traveling and holidays and where we're living at the moment as well. And it's very, very important that you're active every single day. So again, going back to this whole, process of this being your shop window, this is your business. If you had a shop or a restaurant, you wouldn't be closed every other day. So you have to be posting every single day to remain active. People then are going to be able to see that you are running a genuine business and that you're somebody that they want to work with. If you say, for example, post on a Monday and then leave it till the Friday and you're messaging people, or people are looking at your profile, they're maybe going to look at it and think, actually, this person's not very active. I don't want to work with that person. So it's really, really important that you keep your business open for business every single day. Again, like your profile should also not be too political, or have too many outlandish views on there, because that can put people off. I know sometimes you really want to kind of air your opinions or voice your opinions on Facebook and social media, but it's really best not to. It's really best to kind of stay neutral and keep it very neutral, so you can attract all different types of people into your business. So that's just a little bit about your profile. If anyone does have any questions, obviously we're streaming this now through Zoom. What you can do is you can write them underneath on the live, and then Gunnar can pass them on to me, and I can try and answer any questions towards the end, if you've got any questions about any of these things that I'm talking about. So that's basically your profile. So just the basics there. So these are some examples of some of the girls in the team. We do have a predominantly female team, I'll have to say. And females are very, very good at making things pretty and attractive. But as you can see here, they've got a clear profile picture of themselves. They've got a nice bio as well. So in this bit here, you can kind of write who you are, a bit about your rank, or obviously don't ever mention the company or the products or anything like that. But you can, put a bit about the type of person that you are. You can have a quote in there, or your team name, or something along those lines. And then these here are the featured photos. So again, it's showing a little bit about who you are. People can get to know you. People want to see that you're a real person. So things that you can be posting on social media then. So you want to be sharing about yourself. So as I've said, people want to get to know who you are as a person. They don't just want to see products, business, all spamming across your page. They're going to want to know that they're going to be partnering with a real person. So post about your lifestyle. It doesn't have to be elaborate. People get very confused with sharing a lifestyle and then faking it until you make it. Now, I would never encourage anybody to sort of fake their lifestyle or anything like that. If you're at work full time, share that you're at work full time, and then share what it is that you're aiming to get from this business and how you're going to fit this in around your busy lifestyle. Because at the end of the day, most people who start in network marketing are either working full time or they've got a busy house to run, they've got a family. So if you are in one of those positions, it's more relatable if you can kind of, you know, give tips on how you're creating a lifestyle around the current commitments that you have. Posting about your dreams and goals. So like I said, what is it that you want to achieve from this? What are your goals? What is your why? Why are you doing this? Again, getting people to get to know what it is that you're doing. You know, people on Facebook are going to want to partner up with people that have the same values and the same ambitions, you know, some of the same goals as well. So it's always good to post stuff like that. And then your hobbies. So anything that you do that could also attract people to you that have got similar interests. And then obviously your family and pets. Now, I know some people don't like posting pictures of their families. They like to keep their family life private, but it really works. You don't have to have it on public if you don't want to, but it really, really works. Like I get so many messages from other mums because I've obviously got a little boy now who's just turned 1. So, and I work this business around him. You know, we've been able to have an amazing lifestyle all whilst bringing him up. So people message me and I get so many more comments and likes on pictures that have Brody in, because he's very, very cute, obviously. But also because people can relate to that a little bit more. If I put a business post or a product post, it gets probably about 1/10 of the likes and comments as a post of my family or, you know, the dog. The dog gets a lot of attention on Facebook as well. And it's going to attract people to you. And I get messages from people who aren't even friends with me on Facebook that have seen my pictures, that have seen my posts, you know, that mention that they've seen that I've got a little boy, or mention that I'm, you know, I've got a dog, they've got a similar dog. So it all works. So all of this kind of, this stuff that you want to post all works. And you want to be mixing things up. So I always say to people, when you're first starting out, if you've not really used social media much before, it's very, very tempting to kind of spam your business, spam the products on Facebook because you think that's going to get your sales and recruits, and it doesn't work like that. You know, you've got to really, really mix it up and be clever with how you're posting stuff. So these are just some examples then of some of the girls and what they've posted about their kind of their general life and what they're doing. Obviously, some of these girls do this full time now, but I'll just give you a minute or two to have a quick look. If you want me to post these slides into your group afterwards, then Gunnar, I can send them on to you, and then you can have these. Then you can obviously have some examples. Then some of these girls, it's worth following them as well because they're brilliant on social media, and you know you can get some inspiration from the kind of things that they're posting as well. So sharing success. So this is something that as a team we do really, really well. So we're always sharing the success within the team. So we share every single promotion, whether that's gold, silver, ruby, platinum, emerald, whatever it is. We always share people's promotions because to somebody who doesn't know how our compensation plan works, any promotion looks really exciting. You know, people are going to be thinking, how has that person done that? You know, what does that mean? So it's a really, really good way to attract people to kind of start thinking about asking what it is that we do. Team success. So if people have had like been able to leave their job or, you know, been able to pay off a credit card, anything like that works really, really well. So what I found is posting about people hitting double diamond, triple diamond. Yes, that's amazing. Car plan, that's amazing as well. But that's not relatable to most people. Most people are going to look at those things and think, I'm not going to be able to achieve that, or I've not got the skills to achieve that. So posting the smaller wins. So somebody's earned £50 or €50 to help pay for some shopping. You know, they've been able to put aside some money to put towards a holiday. Those kind of smaller things seem to attract more people because it's more relatable to the general population and to the wider audience. So again, we get very tempted to share all these amazing, like huge success stories, which are incredible. And, you know, you should be sharing those as well. But the small wins, they work wonders, whether it's like I said, whether it's just a few extra euros or whatever the currency is that you're working with to, you know, treat the kids to a meal out or pay the car payment this month or pay off the mortgage payment this month. Those things are going to attract more people because, like I said, it's more relatable. Car plans, obviously, that's attractive to a lot of people who maybe are looking to get a new car. And then company success and facts and figures. Now, you can do this without even mentioning the company name. You know, you don't have to splash Valentis all over your Facebook or Instagram because people will Google it. And, you know, unfortunately, as with every company, there are negative things out there online. So I always try to avoid, if possible, posting the company name that I'm with, just so people have to come to me and ask me more about it. And then by the time you've spoken to somebody, you've kind of had a chance to win them around before they'll have a chance to go and look at anything online anyway. But you can post things like, we've had a huge success, like growth wise with our revenues, that we've grown from 32 million to over 90 million in 2 years. That we are, we've got a new warehouse opened up in Hamburg, which is going to service the European markets. We've got new products launching. You could post about the UK being DSA approved and Ireland being DSA approved. That might not be that relevant for you guys, but anyone in network marketing knows what the DSA is, and it's a huge deal, whether it's for your country or not. It just means that we've gone through hoops and we've passed through their compliance process. You can post about people joining, other leaders that have come over from other companies, obviously without mentioning the company names, and facts about the company, that we're debt free, that we're backed by millions in capital, all those kinds of things. That if you've got other network marketers on your Facebook or other people that know about business, that's going to attract them, because they're going to see a strong, stable company that's in a strong financial position. So you can always post stuff like that. And then, of course, product results as well. We've got product results groups that we use that we can get people to share results from. I think Terry confirmed that we can't do before and afters, didn't she, in the whole of Europe? So how we work it in the UK is we will have a picture of a before and after on the actual post on Facebook. And then underneath in the comments, we have the other picture. So either the before or the after. And then what we post is check out this person. They've done really well on one of our products. And then check out the before picture in the comments. And that works really well for us, or posting on the stories. But I'm going to talk about stories in a minute. So that's some of the sharing success that you can do. So this is just some of the car plan examples. I didn't have a chance to get some of the other examples I was looking for. But what I can do, if anybody's interested in having a look at some of the other kind of examples of the stuff I'm talking about, I can get some stuff together and send it to Gunnar, and they can pop it into your training group. That's absolutely no problem if you think that would help. So then another thing you can do is add value to people. So people are going to want to follow you if you're not just kind of trying to sell or recruit, if you're adding value as well. So, health and wellness tips, great thing, because obviously we're a health and wellness company. You could be talking about, the benefits of drinking more water, the benefits of coconut water, the benefits of proteins, the benefits of vitamin D, anything like that, that's going to appeal to that market that's interested in health and wellness. You could also post recipe ideas. I know that some of the girls are really good for posting recipe ideas, smoothie ideas. You can post recipe ideas that can incorporate our products, smoothies that can incorporate the products, juicing ideas, anything that's going to kind of give people an idea of how to become a bit healthier, exercise tips, workout tips, all that sort of stuff. You can then post things like network marketing tips. So if you wanted to maybe go live, if you're brave enough to do live videos, I know people hate them, but it's a really good way of getting out there and sharing ideas. And that's going to appeal to kind of an audience that maybe know about network marketing or are already in another company. So, tips on how to grow a business, things like this. So if you learn anything from this, you can go live or do a post on how to use social media, some tips on that. If you read a book that you think you've got value from, you could share tips from that book. Listen to a podcast, share the tips that you've learned from the podcast. Really, really simple. All you're doing is sharing information that you've learned from someone else. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to create anything, out of the ordinary. I remember, I think it was Ray Higdon said that when he first got started, all he did was he listened and he read to other people, to the trainers, to other people that have had experience, and then he just shared what they do and shared what they taught, as long as you're giving credit to that person. So if you learned something from Fraser Books, for example, who's an amazing person to follow for social media training, learn something from him, share it, but write it in your own words or speak about it on a live, but then obviously give him credit saying that that's what you learned from one of his trainings. Doing videos, doing videos with any of these things. Some of the girls do, like the videos where we can speed it up, and they'll make like smoothies. They will make meals. They'll do exercises, but like sped up so that it's obviously not taking up too much time. They work really, really well. And then, like I said, recipe ideas as well that may or may not include products. So always thinking about how much value you can add to people. We're all about kind of helping people, adding value. You don't want to just be kind of a hunter that's hunting people down, trying to get them to join or buy the products. You want to be getting people to be following you long term. And the thing is as well, with social media, people are going to be watching you for months and months. They might watch you for 2 years before they decide to join. But if you're not kind of keeping them interested and giving them something in return for them following you, they might get bored and go on to follow somebody else, and then they might end up joining somebody else's team or joining a completely different company. So always thinking about how you can be adding value to your audience as well. So interaction posts, so these are really, really good. So I'm no expert with the Facebook algorithm whatsoever, but I do know there's little ways that you can kind of increase your algorithms and get more views, more interaction on your posts. So interaction posts are great because these get people talking, and it could be about absolutely anything. So I did one yesterday about perfume. So I've run out of perfume. I'm living in Ibiza at the moment, and I've left all my perfume at home, asked for recommendations. I had so many comments for different perfumes from different people. You know, obviously you've got some people that are going to be within your team or within the company commenting, but I had so many comments from people's names I'd never even seen before. So it's a great way to get people commenting on your stuff. Then you can go back and thank them. You can then start a conversation with that person. Asking questions, again, very, very similar. It's going to get people talking. Doing surveys, doing multiple choice. So I don't know if you've seen posts where people will do they'll post 4 different types of house, and they'll say, what is your dream home? And then it's got a lake house, a beach house, a country house, and a house in the mountains or something. And they're really good for getting people commenting. People love to get involved in this kind of thing. You know, they might not necessarily be commenting on your posts about your products and your business, but they'll see a post like this and they're all over it. So doing this once or twice a week really gets your engagement up. Netflix is an amazing one to ask. Everybody loves giving a Netflix recommendation. The whole world is obsessed with Netflix. So asking for a new Netflix series recommendation, they get hundreds and hundreds of comments because, like I said, people just love to give recommendations of these things, and it will increase your algorithms as well. So yeah, that's that bit. So using your stories then. So if you're quite new to social media, you may not be using your stories or utilizing them in the best way just yet. But what you want to be doing is aiming to do 3 to 5 story updates a day. And you don't have to be so concerned with making them look perfect. This is more like a behind the scenes look into your life. So when you're doing your posts on Facebook or Instagram, you know, you want to make sure they look neat, they look tidy, they look attractive. Whereas stories, you can just kind of post exactly what you want to, because again, it's going to be people getting to know what you do on a day-to-day basis. You can mix it up with questions, polls, videos, all those kinds of things. There's loads and loads of apps that you can use. I will give you some names of some of the girls to follow that are really, really good at creating stories. But there's loads of apps that you can use that, you know, they will make your stories look pretty. They're really, really straightforward. And you can kind of do the ones that kind of move on from each other, where they double the pictures up. It's quite hard to explain, but I'll try and show you what I mean. I'll try and find an example and show you. But they work really, really well. And asking questions and doing polls. So you could do a little story about one of the products. You could do show yourself making a product, stirring your coffee, using a boomerang image, a little video. And then you could ask a question. You could maybe post some facts about what the product does. And then you could ask a question saying, what do you like to do in the morning? Do you drink coffee or tea? And then you could maybe do a poll and said, send me more information, or yes, please, or, you know, ask a question, say, would you like more information? And then always put 2 positive answers on your poll. So either yes, send it now, or yes, please, or something along those lines. So I'm not being very clear on that, but I'll try and find an example for you. But they're really good ways, again, to get people interacting. Anybody who views your story who you don't know, I'd always pop them a message and say, thank you for viewing my story, or thank you for voting on my poll. Thank you for answering the question that I asked. How are you? Just start a conversation that way. You can do live videos on your stories as well, if you get confident in doing those. And like I said, product demonstrations work really, really well. So keeping it a bit of a combination of your day-to-day life. So I post a lot about what I'm doing during the day. Obviously, I'm in a really amazing position at the moment because I'm living out in Ibiza, which, you know, is a massive change from living back in the UK. So people are following me because they like seeing what I'm up to. But mixing it up with, you know, your products, your business, your success stories. You can screenshot anything that you put on your Facebook or your Instagram and just upload it to the stories as well. And then using hashtags to make sure that you're getting visible to the right kind of audience. I've got a document with loads of different hashtags that you can use. So again, Gunnar, I can send that over to you, and then you can add it into your group, just with different hashtags that are going to be relevant for what we do. So on Instagram then, so that was mainly kind of Facebook that I spoke about. So on Instagram, you've got your main grid. So I would aim to be posting between 1 and 3 times a week on there. Obviously you can do more if you want to, but as a minimum 1 to 3 times. Again, these want to be nice, attractive images. You can use quotes if you want to. You know, you can use pictures of yourself, pictures of your family, team success. What you can also do is post more than one picture at a time. So you can do like a Friday pay, for example, a post about Fry Pay. We call it Fry Pay over here. And you'd have a front picture, and then you could do loads of screenshots of people's like happy, excited payment statuses so that people can swipe across and have a look at those. Again, like I said, 3 to 5 stories. And then you've got highlights on Instagram as well. So if you're new to Instagram or haven't really utilized this yet, this is brilliant because you can basically highlight different things that are going to be attractive to different people. So we have people that do success highlights where you're sharing success on your stories and then tagging them into the highlights. So whether people have, you know, managed to leave their jobs, whether they've hit a promotion, whether they've paid off a credit card, anything that's to do with a success story for your team, you can then add it into your highlights. We can do earning ones as well, but obviously be very, very careful not to make any income claims. You can just do some generic Friday pay statuses, you know, but please don't make any wild income claims because you might get into trouble. I have to say that. And then car plan status highlights, you can add car plan into one highlight. Then you can have like a highlight of what it is that you do. People have kind of a description of what it is they do via a highlight story, a highlight reel. You can have a product highlight where you've uploaded all your products and your lives that you've done on your products, or your demonstrations, or your pictures of you drinking your coffee. And then anything else that's kind of going to attract the like-minded people to you. So travel, if you're a mum tips, if you are an entrepreneur, you can have like an entrepreneurial highlight, anything that's going to kind of attract the right sort of person. The thing that we found is if you're messaging people on Instagram, the first thing that they're going to do is go and look at your highlights. So they've got to be named like attractively as well to like attract attention. So the success, the earnings, or whatever you want to call it, those kind of things do make people look. So it's really, really important that you've got those set up properly. And then on Instagram, what you want to be doing is following, unfollowing, interacting and messaging people every day. But I'm going to talk about that in a moment as well. So your DMO then for social media. So I did send Gunnar a example of one of the DMOs that we follow. So like I said at the start, you want to be making sure that you're reaching out to brand new people every single day as well. And then they need to be coming onto your profile and seeing that you've got an attractive, you know, a profile that's somebody that they're going to want to work with, basically. So posting 1 to 3 times a day on Facebook. Really, really key. Like I said, you want to be active every single day on Facebook. 3 to 5 stories, which you can upload from Instagram. So this doesn't have to take double the amount of time. You can actually put them on Instagram and then upload them to your Facebook. And then when you're looking for new people, so if you've already gone through your warm market, so if you haven't gone through your warm market, for example, what I would recommend doing is just going through your Facebook friends list. You can either do it from A to Z or from most recent or, you know, the oldest friends that you've got on Facebook, and sending out 10 invites a day. So this is something that I always get people to do right at the beginning. So if they've not done any recruiting yet or not spoke to anyone about the products, go through your warm market first. The people that are on your Facebook, they're going to know, like, and trust you. I know it's a bit scarier, and sometimes people prefer to contact their cold market because they feel like they don't really care as much about what they say. But I always advise people to go through their warm market first, and you can print off your Facebook friends list. I printed mine off when I first started, then just got a highlighter pen, went through them. Every time somebody replied, I'd highlight one colour. If they weren't interested, I'd cross them off and delete them off Facebook. But doing that 10 times a day, that's going to help grow your business. And then once you've done all of that, you want to be finding and adding new people. So we tend to use groups on Facebook to find new people. So a way to do this is to add yourself into new groups each day. So I say 3 groups a day. And these can be anything. So you can look for, if you've got a dog, any groups that are to do with animals and dogs. If you're a mum groups. If you're a dad groups. Travel, face, makeup, health and wellness, Weight Watchers, Slimming World, any types of groups where you've got something in common with people, or any types of groups where there's going to be people that are going to be interested in what it is that we do. There are loads of network marketing groups as well. Like some of them are absolutely rubbish. They're full of weirdos. But some of them are all right. They've got some good people in them. So any kind of groups, add yourself into 3 groups a day, and then find 10 people a day out of those groups to message. So you can either use the FAM technique, which is Fraser Brooks's, which is find, add, message. So you find someone in a group, you add them, you message them. Or you can use CLAM, which is comment, like, add, message, and that's Simon Chan's method. So what I would do is I would go into a group, for example. So I've been active in a lot of the baby groups because obviously got a baby. So baby weaning, for example, you know, like making meals for babies and stuff and what to feed them. They're really, really good for interaction because there's lots of people asking questions. So I'd go into one of those groups. I would see who's active, because obviously you want to be dealing with active people on Facebook, not people that are inactive. So people that are posting in the groups or people that are commenting on other people's posts. So you would go and you would find a post that you would find interesting, or you do your own post in a group. You would comment on that post. You would like the comment, and then you'd add that person, then you would message them. And you can either message them just with a general hello, or you can message them and tell them exactly why it is that you've added them. Say, for example, I really loved your post in whatever group, found that really, really useful. So I thought it'd be great to connect with you. How are you? And then just leave it at that, and do that 10 times a day. Or just find somebody, you know, you don't have to comment and like if you don't want to. Find someone in a group that's active, add them, then message them. And again, you would say something along the lines of, I noticed that you were in the Weight Watchers group. I'm actually doing Weight Watchers myself at the moment. So it'd be really, really great to connect with you. How are you and how's it going? Just keeping it really, really simple. And it's a great conversation starter. Doing 10 a day is a great way to get probably 3 or 4 replies. Obviously, as we all know, you don't get replies to every single message. So 10 a day is a really, really good place to start. Obviously, if you've got more time, you can do more than that, but 10 as a minimum. And it takes literally 10, 15 minutes to do this. I've timed it before, so I can genuinely sit and tell my team, you've got to do this. It takes you 10 or 15 minutes. And then, that's your invites done for the day, or that's your new contacts done for the day. And then 10 invites on Facebook. So inviting 10 people to look at the business or the products. I'm sure you've all got invite scripts that you can use as well. And then following up with people on Facebook within 24 hours of sharing information with them. So Instagram then, so again, the story is really, really important, and updating your highlights, which we've spoken about. And then what you want to be doing on Instagram to find new people that are relevant. So you would pick either a hashtag or an account to follow. So for example, I don't know, like a sports professional, a celebrity, somebody who's like a celebrity mum or on like a reality TV show who's like a celebrity mum on a TV show. Like a celebrity chef, maybe anyone that's going to have a lot of people following them and commenting. So what you would do is you would find that account. You would then go to one of the posts on the account, have a look at who's commented on that post. Anybody that's got like a ready kind of circle around their profile picture, they've got an active story, and they're going to be the people that are active on Instagram, because if you've got an active story, it means that you're active and you're pretty much on there most days because you're updating your story. So what you would then do is go onto that person's account. So find these people, again, do this 10 times in a row. So go onto someone's account that's got an active story, go and like their last 5 pictures. Then you would go and comment on one of the pictures, and then you go and message them. So then it's up to you whether you do a cold message. A lot of my girls use cold messaging on Instagram. Seems to work better than on Facebook. People are a bit less wise to it on Instagram, I suppose, because it's not as saturated on there. So either a cold message asking them if they're interested in looking at the business, or a connecting message just saying again why it is that you've added or followed that person. The more you do this, the more it's going to increase your own following on Instagram, and the more interaction you're going to get. A lot of my girls have been doing like 50 to 100 of these every single day in 10 blocks. So they'll do messages of 10 at a time, which again takes about 10, 15 minutes. Depending on obviously how much time you have will depend on how many of these you want to do. But as a starting point, if you did this 10 times a day, then that's going to start to grow your following. And then you're going to have people that you can, message about the business or the products. And then once you've started getting your following up, you want to be unfollowing people every single day as well. So that's a bit of a social media DMO for you. And then I'm just going to talk quickly about the system that we use as well. So I did send all this over to Gunnar a couple of weeks ago. But we've got a really, really duplicatable system that we use on Facebook and Instagram. So, for example, if you are using social media to recruit, you want to make sure that what you're doing is 100% duplicatable and anybody could do the same thing. So once you've got somebody interested and they've said, yes, they'd like to take a look at what it is that you do, what I do first is send them a really short video. So a quick video just explaining a bit about what it is that we do. Then if they want to know more, add them into an opportunity group, which we've got set up on Facebook, which has got more information about the compensation plan. It's got more information about the products, more information about some success stories and things like that. So add them into a group. Once they've decided whether they want to pre-enroll or not, once they pre-enroll, then we have a pre-enrollee group. And this is where we have a 7-day system, which has 7 days worth of posts for getting sales. So we'd add them into this group, tag them in the 7-day getting started posts, and then send them some message examples of things that they can send out to their warm market. This works really well and it duplicates down really well. And it makes it seem really simple for people to then do it themselves, if that makes sense. So you've got to think, whatever it is you're doing on social media, the person that you're speaking to, they need to know that they can do it in the short amount of time that they have. Because like I said at the start, most people doing this business when they first get started are busy. They haven't got a lot of time on their hands. So whatever it is that you're showing them and doing to them, they need to know that they can do exactly the same thing. So it's really important to keep things very, very simple. Then we get people to follow the 7-day sales system. So we give them the 7-day post. They do 1 post a day. We give them pictures to use. And then, like I said, message examples they can send out to their friends and family. Again, I'd always say to them, do 10 people a day. We then get them to sign up with 6 or 16 boxes, depending on where they are. In the UK, you can only join at 6. You can't do the 16 straight away. Obviously, then depending on how many sales they get will determine what package they sign up with. And then we've got a 7-day recruiting system. So once they've actually joined, they get added into the full training groups. And then they follow the 7-day recruiting system, which is, again, 7 days worth of posts that we give them with pictures and stories that they can use as well. So keeping it really simple and straightforward. Obviously, if you're recruiting people that have got experience, you wouldn't need to kind of do this in such baby steps, but these are for like brand new people that have never done this before and that wouldn't know how to use social media to grow a business. So just some apps to use then. So Canva is really good. So Canva is where you can create your own pictures. You can add your own photos in, you can do different fonts and text and stuff. WordSpag and Typorama are kind of typing apps where you can overlay text onto different pictures. Wordle is great for adding like fancy glittery stuff and fireworks and things to your pictures. And then Unfold is for stories and Instasize as well. So Unfold is really, really good for creating like a run along story. So that's a really, really good app to use. So just to finish off then, just some tips in general, which I didn't manage to put on the slide. So if you're going to do a post that you really want to get out there, that you want to get as many eyeballs on as possible, or if you're going to do a live video, if you go and interact with people 10 minutes before, so for example, if you've got a hot list, a hot contact list, go and message those people before you go live, just with a like, hello, how are you, or whatever, or go onto their profile and comment on one of their pictures or one of their posts for 10 minutes before you're going to go live or do your amazing post on Facebook. And it's going to increase your views like tenfold. So it's going to increase the amount of people that are going to see that post or that live video. So that's just one little tip. Have a team support group for your posts as well. So if you've not used social media much before and you want it to kind of look like you've not got zero kind of people interacting with you, what we have is we have support chats on Facebook Messenger. So when somebody's done a post they want comments on, they'll put it into the support chat. Then the team go and comment on that post and like it, and it gets a bit more interaction on there as well. If you get 10 comments in the first 30 minutes of doing a post, it gets out to a wider audience as well. So we always aim to get people 10 comments and 10 likes on their post when they first put them out there. And then what you want to do then is reply to all comments on your post as well, because if you're replying to all the comments, it makes it look like you're interacting back with people and it's conversational. Like Facebook's really trying to go back towards being more of a social platform rather than, businessy and salesy. And it wants to know that you're talking to people and having conversation with people. So if you're interacting with the comments on your posts, it's going to look like you're having a conversation and it's people that you know. And then don't ever copy somebody's post word for word. So use other people's posts for inspiration. If you end up following any of our team, that's great. You can use any of their posts for inspiration. But if you copy and paste a post, Facebook knows that. and it stops people from viewing it. And also, if you share someone else's post, it directs people to them. So don't ever share somebody else's post unless you want to direct traffic to them. You know, take it, update it, amend it to suit you, change the wording, change the picture, use it for inspiration, but, you know, try and kind of personalize it to how you would post as well and how you would talk. And again, that's going to kind of get out to more of your audience as well. So I hope those tips have helped. Do you have any questions, Gunnar, before?
Well, I actually, I don't think so, honestly. You know, I've been looking through the chat. I mean, this has been very, very clear. I think I got 6 pages of notes myself. You know, this has been absolutely awesome. I know that everyone agrees with that. You know, I learned so much. I thought I knew a lot, although I haven't applied everything that I thought I knew. But now I know a lot more. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's stuff that I've learned from my girls who have absolutely killed it on social media, you know, and like I say, they're way better at it than I am, like way better. But it's just nice that I've been able to learn from them and pass that knowledge on to other people as well. So, but yeah, it's just about kind of being genuine, being real, you know, and writing things are how you would talk to people, I think as well is really, really important. Because if you've got people that know you, and then you start trying to kind of copy somebody else or, you know, do it like somebody else does, they're going to smell that from a mile off and it's not going to look genuine. So always try and be yourself on social media as well. I think people want to see genuine people, you know, they don't want to see hype. They don't want to see like bullshit and they don't want to see, you know, people faking it and whatever. Just be genuine. There's so many people out there that do it the wrong way. And it does kind of give our industry a bad name because, you know, it has kind of tarnished us really, and people do think that it's all a bit of hype and it can be scammy and whatever. So yeah, just being genuine, I think it worked really, really well for us. And if you ever kind of feel stuck for things to post about, and if you are following some of our team, I mean, I can share some names that you can follow, you know, share some success from other people's teams. I've seen loads of people from other teams doing this and it's absolutely fine. You know, it's a company as a whole. Share some success that other teams are having. You know, if you wanted to, for example, try and recruit in the UK, share some of the success that we've had in the UK, like share some people's promotions and things. You know, you're more than welcome to do that. And some of the girls from Netherlands and Denmark and Sweden and stuff as well. I'm sure nobody would mind people doing that. So we are one big family here, aren't we? So yeah,
absolutely. One quick question. How quickly do you take a prospect that says, I'm interested, to a personal conversation, you know, through Zoom or, you know, or a phone call?
Yeah, so I love getting on the phone with people. Other people don't like it. Yeah, people are so scared of the phone, aren't they? But because I worked in recruitment, my whole career was basically on the phone. So, and I just think it's a much better way to get to know people. And if you're more of an old school networker, I'm sure that that's the way that you'd want to kind of take the conversation as well. So after I've kind of shared information, after I've put them into an opportunity group, I would always ask them if they want to get on a phone call, always. Once they've seen the comp plan, because at least when you get someone on a phone call, they want to have questions. So they want to have already seen the compensation plan video. They want to have seen the opportunity video. They want to have seen enough information for you not to have to then repeat it all on the phone call. So you just want to get on a phone call at a point where they're going to have questions, and they're going to have questions on the stuff that they've seen and maybe things that they've not quite understood properly. But I'd always make sure that they've seen that information before I get them on a call. Because really, if you're, you know, explaining everything on a phone call again, that's not duplicatable because they might not have time to do that. And they might look at it and think, he's doing that, I'm not going to have time to do that. So using the tools, using the videos, you know, using the compensation plan overviews and things like that, because that's what duplicates basically, and that's what makes it easier for people to be able to do it as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I just had one question here. People love to, you know, get those, the picture of the social media goals, that so they can follow them. You know, or, everything that you offer to send to me, please send it.
I will do. Yeah. I'll send you the presentation. You can have this as well.
Sorry?
I'll send you the slides for this, the PowerPoint, so you can have that. And then I'll send you the list of girls that you can all follow just for inspiration.
Everything is appreciated, Shani. Yeah. But I know you got a call in 10 minutes, another one, so you probably want to get something to eat before that. But Thank you very much for being here with us, Shani. It's been absolutely exceptionally good.
Brilliant.
And I know that everyone learned a lot from it. And now it's just a matter of implementing that you were teaching us. And I know the team is going to crush it with, learning the social media method. Thank you very, very much, Shani.
No problem. Anytime. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Appreciate it. See you later.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.